Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. And sorry, it's been about a week since I put up videos, but told you there was some things going on. Had some internet things. Had my voice thing again with the change of seasons. But some things have happened, and I told you about what was going on with the other situation, that I would have some information, and boy do I. Boy do I. So we all know who the disliker is, with over 20 something 28 sock puppet accounts. 16 that this person can remember the password to. He has others that apparently he doesn't remember the password to. There's no coincidences, like I said, with the narcissist and in narcissism. Everything happens for a reason. And to recap everybody, the interaction really started again with my parents last December, when comments were being made about Charlene and her past and taxes, and implications were being it was being implied that they were doing research on her. And that's when Charlene, and then there was a video to it back last December. Charlene emailed my mother's boss, because she was a government worker, to ensure she's not using government property and government tools and government time to harass her son and her. In the processes of that, Charlene talked to the county clerk, to the borough clerk, told her the whole story, sent emails to her boss and the county clerk with links to phone call from narcissistic mother and gaslighting mother lying on phone. Charlene didn't hear anything back. My mother's boss, Drunkie's boss, called once. Charlene missed the call. Charlene called back 2 or 3 times, and then it's like, I don't want to appear to be the psycho here. If they're not going to do anything, your mother is who she is. If they don't know by now, nothing I can do. Okay. June rolls around. The bunny rabbit starts popping up again in the comments, getting really, really, really nasty. Really, really vicious. On and on and on and on. And the day I had it, and this was in June, and I had made the decision, and out of anger that day, like, fuck it, I posted in the thread, in the video, they're listening to the beach house, and I'm like, oh, whatever happens. Sent it to my mother in a text message and said, I get one more post from Bunny Rabbit. I'm just going to post this up and let my subscribers have it. And then my mother tried gaslighting me again. One of your subscribers must have turned on you. Tell your crazy wife to stop calling my job. Well, she hasn't done anything with your job in months, so why are you saying this now? And it really ratcheted. Now, if you remember, come July 1st is Charlene's birthday. That's when she got laid off from the art gallery. That weekend, her birthday weekend. And if you were talking, we came on, we talked about it, that like when it happened. And immediately, if you remember, my father started trying to attack Charlene's unemployment. And that's really where the bunny rabbit shit has been It really took off this summer. But it's been intermittent. It's been here and there. And I couldn't get a trace on when it was coming and when it wasn't coming. It seemed like it was coming early in the morning when my mother was leaving for work, or where I could try to figure out what was going on. And then it just started happening at weird sporadic times. And so, and I kept doing what I always do with, try to give him as little attention as possible unless I feel it's necessary. And deleting the comments, because for as long as it takes him to post that, it's gone in half a second. And that drives him even more. And nobody cares, nobody sees it, nobody gives a shit. You're howling in the wind. So, that's when I was saying, the dislikes don't bother me, because I know where it's coming from, and it's still interaction on the video. It's meaningless. All it does is solidify everything I've been talking about for 4 years. It's just more proof. So, but again, you understand this is a narcissist, and you always have to understand this about the narcissist. The narcissist knows you just want to get away from them. You just want to forget about them. You want to forget they ever existed. You want to forget the narcissist ever even existed. You don't even want them to change. You just don't want them to exist. They know that. So after a couple weeks of not getting the response he wanted, that's when the fake emails started of people, asking of somebody asking, well, what would it cost to to get a video, a Skype, and yada yada yada. And instead of sending them a link, which I use, which sometimes I'll send you a link to how to subscribe. Sometimes I'll just answer it if I feel like I'm in the mood, if it's there for me. It's completely arbitrary. If the link is convenient for me, I'll use the link. If not, I'll type back. This time I typed back, but there was something about the message, and I said to Charlene, I think this is my father. She's like, why? I'm like, just something about the way it's written. It's just too basic. My mother embarrasses me in public and how much. But I answered it like I answered everyone else. There's no minimum amount. Okay, average amounts range anywhere from 25 to 100 sometimes. Some less, some more. I do plenty for less. I do some more. It's up to you. It's what it's worth. Yada, yada, yada. I'm not trying to break anyone's back. Yada, yada. I get the answer back. Thank you. You've helped me more than you know. ... Ha, ha, ha. Next day, the same name is then a new username in the YouTube comments. So now I know it's him saying the same thing, using Matthew. The thing you don't understand about Matthew is he's a piece of shit who left his wife and his daughter. Yada, 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 yada. Deadbeat this, fucked that, yada, yada. We know it. So now I know, okay, perfect. Now I know this is you. And you were just dumb enough to confirm it by using the same username as the email you used, as the fake email name you used. But when you send an email directly to somebody, it does what in the hidden header comments? Shows you the IP address it comes from, so you can verify it. Excuse me. Still have the change of season voice thing going as well. So, where was I? We all don't see enough of Pepe. So, where was I here? So now here we are. We're at the end of the summer. He's now exposed himself. I have his IP. He's now exposed himself, handing me over the IP address, which then I can use. And when I said, if anybody knows, I forget my own experience, the context I had, police and other agencies, okay, who, people, hey, somebody at Comcast, somebody at former Verizon that would It's real easy. It's real easy. And you're able to build a pattern of harassment and other things that you now have a certain amount, a couple of years to do something about. Oh, please, Ollie, don't tell me you're going to let this motherfucker off the hook. No. 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 But you don't want to make a decision. See, in any investigation, you don't want to make any decisions until all your facts are in. Until you've overturned every rock, turned over every corner, looked in every nook and cranny. Okay? And some people think it's overrated. Okay, but the thing I always love to get is motive. I love to get motive. I always made sure I put that fucking motive in the confession because it was always a terrible reason and it always solidified them just getting hammered in court. In the course of an investigation, things pop out, certain things come to light, and things make a lot more sense than they did previously. And what was found online is a resolution from the township that Drunky the Fuck Clown worked in. Not 3 months, not 3 months, 4 months after Charlene calling her boss, sending the links to the borough clerk and her boss of my mother's behavior and actions. Now, mind you, they didn't give us any follow-up on what was going to happen, what was going to go on. Because it's usually a personnel matter. Well, it appears Drunky the Fuck Clown's retirement letter was submitted on April the 19th, 2017. Day before our wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary. Forced retirement, maybe? Well, gee, Ollie. Okay, so she retired on April 19th, you know? What does that mean, you know? Probably a forced retirement. Absolutely. Covered 3 years paid medical insurance, 20 and a half days vacation time. Good deal. Not bad. Not great. Not great. But I think that'll cover her until age 70. So she could go on Medicare. But her last day of work wasn't until July the 1st. July the 1st being Charlene's birthday, also right around the time Charlene got laid off. And a month prior is when bunny rabbits started popping up. Almost panicky. Like it was like so aggressive and panicky. And like I knew if you go back to the videos at that time, like it said, like this is just over the top, is just too panicky. And now it all makes sense. Because on July 1st, there was no more getaway from Drunky the Fuck Clown. From the beginning of May to the beginning of October, the middle of October. No, that's gone. That's over. Starting July 1st of this year, it's all Drunky all the time. 24/7, 365 days, round the clock, Drunky the Fuck Clown. She never leaves. She never goes to work. The chaos just gets worse and worse and worse. And to be around my mother for any longer than 5 minutes is such stressful chaos to begin with. To be locked away with her for the rest of your life. No wonder you were freaking out. No wonder you were so angry. No wonder you were trying to get her fucking unemployment pulled. No wonder you're sitting there disliking 16 sock puppet accounts. No wonder. Karma. I'm hoping this is the last time I'm ever going to have to address you. Because there's really no reason to address you any going forward. So you all ask, am I going to let him off the hook? Hell no, I'm not going to let him off the hook. I'm not going to send him away where he might have time away from this woman. No, I sentence you. I sentence you to a lifetime of misery and aggravation and having your fucking balls stepped on and not a moment's peace with this woman. I sentence you to having to go fucking hide in the closet to jerk your dick because you have no time to do it on your own. I sentence you to the inability to leer at girls out the fucking window when your wife's not around, because she's not going anywhere ever. This is the beginning of the end. This is the begin. This is when I told you your hell is in the future. Well, you're just at the beginning of it, buddy. You're just at the beginning of it. You're 67 years old. Your father lived till 98. And he just died a couple months ago. No wonder you're so angry. Because whether it was us that caused a forced retirement or not, you're still stuck with her now. She's still gonna be there every day. Nowhere to go. She ain't getting up, just looking for things to talk to you about, to break your balls about. That chaos, that stress that never goes away. How much can you think you can hide behind my ex-wife and my daughter? No wonder you're trying to shove in my face how my daughter won't talk to me. No wonder this is where it's come to. Mind you, I didn't do any of this. I'm like Trump. I don't punch first, I punch back. Never hit first, hit back. And that's what probably makes him even crazier, is his own personality disorder causes all of this. That's not to say I wouldn't still bring up my childhood, because it's important for me to succeed and do what I'm doing here and to help other people. But I sure as shit wouldn't want to sit around and obsess over them. Either of them. Any of them. I don't sit here. None of us really sit here pining away for our lost families. Oh, wish my mommy and my dad. No. We never had it. I just want to forget you ever existed. All of you. That's the God's honest truth, and they know that. That's what they can't stand. If we could wave a magic wand, I don't think we would fix them at this point. How could you? It wouldn't be real. Why wouldn't you wave a magic wand and make them normal? Because it wouldn't be real. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It's like going to a strip club. You usually leave feeling, most of these guys leave feeling worse. Why? Because none of it is real. So if you could wave a magic wand and fix them and make them the people you wanted them to be, you still wouldn't be happy because you had to wave the magic wand to do it. If you had that magic wand, the only thing to do is to make yourself forget that they even existed. And they know that. They absolutely know that. That's why they fight so hard. They won't let you forget them. Because they know without them, you actually have a chance at life. Without them, if you could forget them, then all of this, none of this would be anymore. We could all just move on if we could just wave a wand and forget them. Not fix them. Fixing them doesn't fix us, does it? No. Because you still live through the goddamn abuse. I know a lot of this stuff can get heavy and deep sometimes. And sad, because that's sad. That's sad if you had a magic wand and you could fix them. It still would fix them, but it wouldn't fix us. Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. And that's why they fight so hard to not be forgotten, because they don't want us to be fixed. Not ever. My family being the perfect example of it. So, you're obviously guilty. I sentence you to a lifetime of drunkie the fuck clown. A lifetime of waking up and going to sleep in chaos. Chaos that is only going to get increasingly worse. With her overeating, her burping, her farting, her pissing and spitting and bitching and complaining, and her slobbery and her fucking firing snot rags all over the fucking house, and dirty stained fucking underwear, fucking bloomers being fired all over the fucking place. Sentenced. On to other matters. The other reason the channel's been off is actually a really good one. I'm just gonna call this person Jay, but this person has made it possible for me to do a lot more free content for you guys. Skypes, phone calls. If you guys need something for free, if you need something sponsored, whether it be a phone call or a Skype, just please follow the right format and say, hey, I just need a sponsor for a Skype, for a phone call, for a video. And then that's it. That's fine. This person is making a recurring monthly contribution that it's going to make a huge difference in my life. And I don't want to say how much. It's very, very, it's the nicest. It's the most anybody's ever done. And I've had some extreme generosity on this channel. Some extreme generosity on this channel. People like Rachel and Doug and Gracie, and people that have really pitched in at times, and people like Patty who There are people who, in Cynthia, there are people in Lisa, and there are people who are very generous and make it possible for some people who can't afford and need help. But what Jay has done, it's the next step of this channel. It's going to give me, because the more content, the better as well. And it'll always help expand. The more content I do, the better. And understand, and I think most people understand about doing this for me and the challenges I have with it. For me, it's, I don't understand how, like I've said this before, I just don't understand. I know some of you watch every one of my videos and watch them over and over. Just reading, it just takes so much out of me to do it emotionally. It gets draining and depressing, and it's a tough place to be in. And you go back to, you're drawing off your own stuff, and to be on point like that at all times, it's not possible for anybody, especially dealing in the darkness I'm dealing in. I guess that's why, like, actual, quote unquote doctor therapists, that's why they're so far removed, I think, from us. By and large, most of them. Because they have to remain unemotional, because if you got sucked in with every client, you'd have 2 clients and you'd be working you'd be working an hour a week. This works because this is another aspect where you got somebody understands the condition, can put it into words for you, and validates you, and gives you the validation and my opinion, like where my opinion is, though I'm giving you the answer. The answer is my opinion. You either value it or not, and most of you do. And all of that is humbling, and I take all of that seriously. It's to be in that state of mind. It's not an 8 hours a day, 5 days a week thing anybody can do. Doing this for as long as I've been doing it, 1,200 videos, that's a lot of content. And Charlene said that is a lot of videos. That really is a lot of videos. So don't ever feel bad about if you feel like you're taking a week off or a week and a half to, like, there's so much content on your channel, you could go back. And so I always feel the need to keep it current and keep it fresh, and you have to keep it current and keep it fresh if you want to keep expanding. It's just that, it's that simple. And with everything that's going on politically, I'm not going to get too political here. Okay, with everything that's going on politically and all, and with societal narcissism and the pedophiles, and I told you about the pedophiles, guys. I've been talking to you about the pedophiles for a very long time. And I told you, NYPD has this thing. And it all started with Weiner and Hillary. I'm telling you, they got some horrific stuff on that laptop. Because NYPD still has that laptop. And apparently, there's rumors of videos of Huma, Hillary, and underage girls. Who knows? I believe it. The panic, the need to go after Trump at this point, the desperation. We just saw him crack down on Saudi Arabia. The reason we didn't have those Antifa, the Day of Rage, is the funding was cut off. It was all coming out of Saudi Arabia. All that Antifa shit was coming out of Saudi Arabia. Las Vegas shooting, oh yeah, the top, I think 5 or 6 floors are owned by the same Saudi prince they just locked up. The reason why they didn't see the guns going up is because the guns came down from Mandalay Bay. That was a Saudi hit job. That's why you haven't heard a fucking thing about it. Nothing. So, and real quick, the Virginia, and if you think Virginia and New Jersey mean anything have anything to do with the Trump agenda, you're insane. First of all, Virginia Mind you, the last governor, legalized what, 250, 300,000 felons to vote? Like, you think you're going to win in Virginia? Plus, Northern Virginia is nothing but government workers. The government that has been expanded since the Clinton era by Northern Virginia has had an influx of 378,000 people, all government workers, in a county that already votes 98% Democrat. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? This is how gerrymandering works. This is why you can look at a whole state and the entire fucking state will be red, except one little section is blue, but that's where they load up the population, and this little piece of a state gets to tell the rest of the state what to do. Unbelievable. And I've told, like, look, the North is lost. The North is gone. New Jersey, what, did you really think a Republican was going to win after Chris Christie? No. And I left a comment on, like, what the New Jersey loss means. I'm like, what it means in New Jersey that the GOP lost. I'm like, what it means is in 4 years you're going to be electing another Republican. You're going to be swearing in another Republican governor, because there hasn't been a Democrat governor that could get reelected, stay unindicted, or not have to resign in disgrace after one term. Look it up. The Republican governors all served 2 terms, followed by a 4-year term of a Democrat either being housed in the next election by the Republican, okay, resigning because they turned out to be a gay American who tried to make their poet boyfriend a national, the head of Homeland Security for the state, okay, and then get caught embezzling, so he had to go, okay, and then you get Corzine, get housed by Christie and then indicted. Florio before that, 1 term, got housed by fucking Whitman. Okay, before Florio was Tom Keene, a 2-term governor. Whitman was a 2-term governor, only left to join Bush's EPA, and Christie was a 2-term governor. Doesn't mean a goddamn thing in New Jersey. The same thing happened in New Jersey that's been happening there for 40 years. A 2-term Republican, okay, at the end of his 2nd term, went back to the Democrats. That's what happens in New Jersey. It's just following the same pattern. It means nothing in regards to Donald J. Trump or the MAGA agenda. So let's recap. Drunky the fuck clown is retired, possibly forced. Either way, means bunny meats. Sentence of hell has officially began July 1st. I'm not going to do anything to break up that harmony. No way, no how. I'm not giving him another battle to distract himself with. I'm not giving him anything to occupy his attention so he doesn't have to focus on. Nope. No acknowledgement ever again. That's your sentence. Enjoy it. I want to thank everybody who watches and supports and donates, either with your time, your likes, your sharing, or your stories. None of this would be possible without you. You know, I realize I'm going to be 45 in a week. 45 in a week. And this is all just taken off. That's the nice thing about media. You can start at any time. So my channel's back to being monetized. I've gotten to the bottom of everything I need to get to the bottom of. Just understand, everybody. Just understand. the narcissist knows you want to forget them. And that's why they come after you. So, back to a full slate of narcissism videos tomorrow. Skypes and phone calls. I know I have a couple phone calls that need to get done. I will set them back up with you get in touch with me, and we'll set something up for tomorrow if you don't hear from me. Also, we could still set up phone calls or Skypes for today going forward. Also, please, whatever stories you want to send them in. If you want to donate, please donate. I don't have that much to do. I got a few videos, no more than a half day's worth of work. So, would you rather have me pace them out, put them up all at once? Let me know. I kind of like to just get them out all at once. But please keep sending them in. Please keep supporting the channel. If you want to support, and here was the other thing, because I still obviously want to get monthly supporters. I want to get as many supporters as possible, and I want to make it fair, because other people want to contribute for others too. So don't think that because I have another supporter that you're not going to be able to donate for someone else. We could still make a contribution for Skypes or other things, whatever you want to do. Okay. The important thing is we keep this thing going. Okay. Because the more videos, the bigger this is going to get, and the bigger this gets, the better it gets, and the more people get educated, and the more people we can bring into this circle, because I think that's what we really want. So, if you want to be a part of this, you guys know what to do with the links in the description box. Please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.